Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mumbles with Cuddles. Today we're going to be looking over a new game instead of an old one. It's called Wayward Terran Frontier. The acronym for that is WTF, which is just fantastic. But why I think this game probably deserves a look, I'll go over the points now. What you're seeing in front of you is some gameplay, obviously. You'd be forgiven in thinking it's just a normal top-down space shooter, basically. But, oh no, it's so much more. Obviously, you can see the combat. It's what you'd probably expect, but it's more the damage and the other things that you can't see right now. Every single part of the ship is damageable, and I mean every single part. When we go into the design later of one of the ships, you'll see just how everything is sectioned off. So literally anything can be damaged. So it's quite important to protect certain parts of your ship, and the certain parts of your ships. I'm not meaning as in there are set areas on the ship where you have to defend like a power generator and things like that, because you're actually the one that puts down the power generators. So it's going to lead to massively different designs, and it's always going to, in the multiplayer anyway, it's always going to lead to really interesting fights, because you're never going to know what the opponent's got, what they've got fitted, or how they've laid out their ship, or even how many people are on their ship. Well, you might know that one if it's got kind of some UI telling you who's who. But overall, it's a fantastic idea, really. As I said, in the design section, you can place down any part you want, anywhere you want, and I just briefly mentioned the crew. This is another really good part. You can have multiple crew members on one ship. So what you see here is actually just a single seat fighter type thing. It's just got some weapons on the front and one console to control it. But the ship we design later, it actually has two positions. One for the turret movement and one for the flight of the actual ship, which is, as I said, I think it's really a great idea. It has, I say it's a great idea. It has been done before, but not recently. Not with like kind of all the things in one. So I really think this is going to pan out to be a really good game. So yeah, as I was saying, the combat right now it's what you would expect, which to be honest, is still really good for an alpha. There are a few things which annoy me, which is just simply there will almost certainly be options at some point to turn them off, which is the camera panning with the mouse. It kind of it makes fighting a bit disorientating sometimes. And as you can see, I'm just a straight up terrible shot there. But yeah, as you can see, you got a brief look there. That's the inside of my ship. It is trashed. Both of my thrusters are gone, my engines are gone, and only one of my guns is gone. So I decided, yeah, okay, they win. Let's design a new ship. This is one I've been working on before. I'm actually pretty much brand new to this game. I backed it on Kickstarter a few days ago because I thought it looked interesting, but only just actually got around to giving it a try. And I'm very happy I gave it a try and backed it. Yeah, I'm not the best designer, really. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Half of this probably doesn't work. Actually, I can tell you it doesn't, because I've tried it so many times. It's like I could not figure out why some things weren't working, and it's all dependent on where the power connects to things. And at one point, I forgot to put numbers down on the console, so no one knew which consoles controlled what, and I forgot to put crew members in at one point as well. So yeah, all in all, I didn't do a fantastic job here. I will point out, just if you give this a try, make sure you leave two gap for people to walk through. They can't walk through the single gaps, so I had to learn that out the hard way after designing a massive ship and going, oh, no one can walk anywhere around this thing. But anyway, yeah, as you can see, massive options. There's already loads of different modules in the game, really. There's even some kind of unlocks that you can get from playing the game, so that's great. And it's all just it's gonna be trying to get everything as efficient, everything as compact as possible, and just keeping your crew alive at the same time. I think that's going to play a really big part in this, because what you saw with the damage is not really telling you the entire story. The sprite for the ship actually, well, it shows the damage on it, which is great, but it's not just that. If someone shot straight through the middle of your ship, it can actually split it into two different ships, which is it's just such a great feature, really. So you could, if you've got crew members on both parts and enough parts to fly both sections, you basically just can split one ship into two just from shooting at it, which is just, yeah, as I said, it's a fantastic idea. It's great. It's going to play out really well. It's going to lead to some really cool things, like some sections of ships being shot off, and maybe there's still being turrets active on it. Things like that. It's really going to add a lot to the gameplay, especially in the multiplayer. Speaking of which, if you go on the Kickstarter, I'll obviously put links in this for you. But you'll notice the just sheer amount of awesome that is in this Kickstarter. The ideas are just great, and what this really will turn into is well, it's more fully customizable based on what you want to do with it. Really, you can play it just as a single player game, trying to go through the universe, level up kind of thing. Well, there's not really leveling up, there's just unlocking new things, getting more money, boarding ships and swapping them out, things like that, which is fantastic. And there's also obviously a multiplayer version of that, which is kind of the best way to describe it is a mini MMO, really. There's going to be persistence, obviously, and just loads of different players. And I'm really hoping that there was mentions on there about having different amounts of real people crewing the ships, and having kind of more incentive to work together instead of just killing everyone you see on site, like you see in most multiplayer kind of open world games. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's gonna pan out well. Just from what you've got now, it's a good game. Yeah, it's a bit limited in what you can do, but it's alpha. I mean, you can't really ask much more. But for an alpha, it's really well done. So as you can see here, I'm just screwing around in the editor. Well, I say editor. Basically, once you've made a ship, you can test it out in an empty area, and you can spawn other ships and things like that. And what you see there is me actually cutting another ship in half using some of the debug weapon type things that you can just spawn. And my ship is trashed, as you can see. There's no oxygen. One of the crew members is dead, and the other one is pretty much about to be dead. But I decided, well, we'll crew the ship, charge, because yes, we're going down with this ship. So I'm going to leave you to watch the trailer for this game now. I really would recommend giving it a watch. I don't know why I thought it was so good. It might be because it reminds me of Firefly. If you like the video, please feel free to subscribe. I do one every now and then, mainly on space games, but I'll probably branch onto something else at some point. So thanks for watching, and enjoy the trailer.